Let's talk about a force that can literally topple market leaders and create new empires, seemingly overnight. It's called disruptive change. And for any leader out there, the question isn't just how do we survive this? It's how do we harness it to win? Today, we're going to dive into a framework built for exactly that: dual transformation.
I mean, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Disruption isn't some predictable season you can just bundle up for and wait out. No, it's an active, powerful force that every single leader has to confront head on. The only real question is when.
And here's the thing, it's coming faster than ever before. The pace of change is accelerating in a way that is just fundamentally rewriting the rules of the game for everybody.
Just look at how this timeline speeds up. Kodak, they had almost 40 years to figure out digital imaging. 40. Then you have newspapers. They got about a dozen years after the internet really hit. But Nokia and RIM, after the iPhone launched, their empires just crumbled in 5 years. The window to react is getting smaller and smaller.
But here is the real twist. As scary as all this sounds, disruption is also a massive, massive opportunity. History shows us that when a market gets disrupted, it almost always grows. I mean, think about it. More pictures are taken now than ever. We consume more news. We all have supercomputers in our dockets. The pie actually gets bigger, and that creates all this new space for new leaders to jump in.
So, why do so many successful, well-run companies fail? Well, it comes down to this paradox called the monarch's dilemma. Basically, when you're on top of the world, pretty much any move you make feels like a step down. Let's dig into that with a really cool metaphor. Okay, imagine the entire market is a landscape of mountains and hills. You're the incumbent, that big square at the very top of the highest peak. You are the monarch of the mountain. From where you're sitting, that disruptor, that little star way down on that tiny hill, they look completely harmless, right? Any move you make seems to take you downhill, so the logical thing to do is nothing. Stay right where you are.
But then, disruption happens, and it rearranges the entire map. All of a sudden, that disruptor's tiny little hill has grown into the new highest peak on the landscape. And your mountain? It's shrunk. You're stranded. And worse, there's no easy path to get from your shrinking peak over to the new one. This is the trap. This is what catches so many great companies.
So how in the world do you escape that trap? Well, there's a powerful framework designed to navigate this exact kind of changing landscape. It's called, you guessed it, dual transformation. And it all boils down to a surprisingly simple formula. A plus B plus C equals delta. And that delta there, that represents true transformative change. So let's break down what each of these letters means.
It all starts with Transformation A, reposition today. This is all about making your core business, the one that pays the bills right now, leaner and more focused. You don't abandon it, you future-proof it. You zero in on what still provides unique value even as the world is changing around you.
Now, at the same time, you have to launch Transformation B, create tomorrow. This means building the next version of your company on that new, higher peak. And this is key. It has to be a completely separate growth engine, designed from the ground up to grab onto that disruptive opportunity. And here it is, the secret sauce, the capabilities link, or C. This is how you get to fight unfairly. Your new venture gets to selectively borrow the unique assets from your core business, your brand, your data, key relationships, without getting suffocated by the old rules and processes of the core. It's a bridge, not an anchor.
Okay, so what does this actually look like in the real world? Because this isn't just some abstract theory, it's a playbook that some of the most successful companies on the planet have actually used.
Let's look at some quick examples. For Transformation A, think Adobe. They totally repositioned their core by shifting from selling software in boxes to the Creative Cloud subscription model. For a perfect B, look no further than Amazon. They created a massive new growth engine with Amazon Web Services, a business totally separate from their retail core. And for C, that all-important capabilities link, consider Deseret Media. They use their established brand and content to launch totally new and separate digital businesses, giving them a huge, unfair advantage a startup could only dream of.
So here's the crucial point. The formula itself is pretty simple to understand, but actually putting it into action, well, that's the ultimate test of leadership. It takes an incredible amount of courage. Just listen to this from Reed Hastings at Netflix. He said this while the DVD business was still a cash cow, making tons of money.
He knew he had to make the leap to streaming before the platform was on fire. And that's the challenge, right? Choosing to transform when you're still on top, when the data doesn't fully scream, do it yet, and when it feels like you're willingly taking a step down just to start climbing a new mountain.
And that really leaves us with this one final question. When those gale force winds of disruption start to blow, is your company building a wall, just trying to protect what it has and hoping the storm passes? Or are you building a wind turbine, something designed to harness that incredible energy and power your future? The choice, as this framework makes so clear, is everything.